She had only $5 crumpled in her pocket when she made a decision everyone called foolish. A weak, limping German shepherd, tied to a fence like forgotten trash, became hers that day. What looked like a broken stray would soon reveal a truth so shocking it brought an entire town to tears. Lily was just 7 years old. For as long as anyone could remember, she would say, "One day, I'll find my real best friend." Nobody thought it would happen this soon. One afternoon, Lily went with her grandfather to visit a neighbor's rundown property at the far edge of town. While her grandpa chatted with the old man, Lily noticed faint movement near a rusted barn. Curious, she walked closer and froze. There, half buried in straw and mud, lay a German shepherd. His ribs showed through his thin frame, one leg dragged uselessly, his eyes dull and lifeless. Scars marked his body, and a rope loosely tied him to a fence post like he didn't matter at all. Lily's voice trembled as she asked, "What about him?" The man barely looked. "Dog's no good anymore. Hurt his leg? If you want him, $5. Her grandfather frowned, ready to walk away, but Lily's small hand went to her pocket. She pulled out 5 worn dollar bills, the money she had saved for weeks by helping her grandma gather eggs and sweep the porch. She held it out with a determined face. The man snatched the bills and muttered, "He's your problem now." But to Lily, he wasn't a problem, he was a promise. "Sweetheart, are you sure?" her grandpa asked gently. "I'm sure," she said firmly. "He needs someone, and I think he chose me." They carefully untied the rope. The dog didn't resist. Weak and silent, he rose on trembling legs and followed Lily without a sound. At that very moment, something unspoken passed between them, an unbreakable bond. Back at home, Lily prepared a bed in the barn with blankets and fresh water. Kneeling beside him, she stroked his rough fur and whispered, "You're safe now." Bruno, the name slipped from her lips naturally, as if it had always been his. To her surprise, the dog let out a soft sigh, the kind that sounded like relief. For the first time in who knows how long, he belonged. The days that followed weren't easy. Bruno hardly ate, rarely moved. He flinched at sudden noises and seemed haunted by shadows only he could see. He never barked, never growled, just watched with weary eyes. But Lily stayed by his side. She read him bedtime stories. She shared pieces of her sandwich. At night, she even placed her favorite stuffed toy beside him. Every morning, she greeted him cheerfully. "Good morning, Bruno," and every night she tucked him in like family. And then, something changed. One evening, while Lily was humming to herself in the barn, Bruno's tail gave a hesitant, almost uncertain wag. Just once. But to Lily, it was everything. It meant he was beginning to heal not only his body, but his heart. Soon, her grandfather noticed odd things. One night, as the television played in the background, a military documentary came on. The sound of marching boots filled the room. Instantly, Bruno stiffened. He stood tall, ears forward, eyes focused, like a soldier answering a call. Another morning, Lily dropped a metal bucket. The noise rang out sharply, and before she could even react, Bruno leaped in front of her, protective and calculated. Later, while playing, Lily pointed her finger like a toy gun and said, "Bang." Without hesitation, Bruno dropped to the floor, perfectly still. No one had ever taught him that. Her grandfather whispered, almost to himself, "This dog's been trained." Not just tricks, real training. Days later, the truth revealed itself in the most terrifying way. Lily had wandered too close to the woods, chasing a butterfly with Bruno at her side. Suddenly, a wild boar burst out of the brush, snarling and charging straight at her. Lily froze, but Bruno didn't. In a flash, he lunged forward, barking with such power it shook the trees. He circled the beast with soldier-like precision, dodging, growling, driving it away until it disappeared back into the forest. When it was over, Bruno calmly returned, licking Lily's hand as if to say, "You're safe now." That was the final sign. The very next morning, her grandfather insisted they take Bruno to the local animal clinic. Dr. Simmons, the town vet, examined him carefully. As his hands moved along Bruno's neck, he felt something unusual. Gently, he pressed and pulled out a tiny metallic chip, damaged but intact. Using a scanner, Dr. Simmons read it. His eyes widened. This dog isn't a stray. He's part of a military K9 unit Bravo 9. Presumed dead 2 years ago in an explosion during transport. Lily gasped, tears filling her eyes. She dropped to her knees beside Bruno. "You were a hero before I met you," she whispered, voice breaking. "But now you're my hero, too." Word spread quickly. Within days, the story appeared in the local paper under the headline, Forgotten canine hero found by 7-year-old girl. People began arriving at the farm. Some brought treats. Others just wanted to see the miracle dog. Neighbors who had once kept their distance left thank you notes and bones on the porch. One retired soldier drove across 2 counties just to shake Lily's hand and salute Bruno. He saved lives on the battlefield, the man said, voice cracking. But today, he reminded us what loyalty really means. When a crowd gathered, Lily stood before them with Bruno at her side. Her small voice trembled. I didn't know who he was when I gave that $5. I just knew he needed someone. And maybe I needed him, too. People say, I rescued him, but I think he rescued me first. Silence fell. Grown men wiped tears. Women pressed tissues to their eyes. Bruno stood tall beside her. Calm, strong, tail wagging slowly as if he understood. Lily hugged him tightly and whispered, "You're my best friend." And in that moment, there wasn't a single dry eye left in the crowd.